Hello everyone, it's Yvonne here to do the readings for the air signs, and this one is for the lovely sign of Aquarius. Aquarius, firstly, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, I'd love to have you on board. Please press the subscribe button, but also hit the bell. If you hit the bell, it will remind you of when I'm going live or when I'm posting readings. I do go live every Wednesday on YouTube at midday, 12 o'clock Australian Eastern Standard Time. From next week, that will be Australian Eastern Daylight Time. So our times change next week. If you are dealing with Australia at any time, like America, we have a huge country, and it does mean that sometimes you will be in different time zones. So for example, I'm in the New South Wales or Australian Eastern Standard time zone. Perth, Western Australia, well, actually, even New Zealand has a different time zone. We're not exactly the same there either. But some places do have, I think we have 4 time zones here, but I maybe stand corrected. All right, if the reading doesn't resonate with you, please make sure that you check out your natal chart. Somebody said to me yesterday, I meant to talk on it too, that they couldn't do their natal chart because they didn't know their date of birth. Well, actually, there are a couple of things that hinge on your date of birth, but you can still get the majority of other planets coming through. So you need your date of birth for your ascendant or rising, but you can have somebody look into that for you and actually look at what's happened in your life and be able to work out what sign was in your ascendant at the time you were born. It's one of those planets that changes quite frequently, so but the rest of your chart you can do. So you can still do your moon, your Venus, Mars, Mercury, all of those. So yeah, sometimes they may change a little bit because of your date of birth, but the rest of the chart still stays stable. Some planets stay in your chart for years, or stay in people's charts for years, stay in the same place for years. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, if the reading does resonate with you, I do ask that you give me a thumbs up. Please help me to grow the channel, and I want to say a big thank you and how much gratitude I have for you helping me by sharing and liking my videos. All right, we're going to use the Ethereal Tarot for your reading, Aquarius. So let's see what's going on. All right, so we're starting off with the Hermit. The Hermit card's come out a few times for me today, and I feel like I need to take a little bit of time out. Maybe I'm ready to do a bit of healing or a bit of self-care. The Hermit is a reminder that sometimes we do get very locked in the day-to-day stuff, and we do forget that we need to have time out to replenish. But more than that, the Hermit carries the star here in their lantern. So for me, it's very much about looking at, you know, our destiny. Where do we want to go? What sort of things do we want to achieve? You know, are we happy in life as we are? So it's also about healing ourselves so we can move forward here with the star card. Beautiful energy. And we do have the sign of Virgo. Now we also have the sign of Taurus coming through here. So you could be dealing with someone who has those in their chart, or you could be dealing with something within yourself here, and you may carry a lot of Virgo and Taurus energy with you. Now the Hierophant is a card that talks about stability, but it also talks about tradition. And I feel like here there's some sort of contemplation going on, and what that feels to me like is you may be going through a lot of questioning. And I feel like where the planets are at the moment, you may be doing a lot of questioning around deeper feelings, deeper attachments. But for me, this is very much about having a look at your past, having a look about the traditions that you were brought up with, or the way you were brought up. You may be starting to sort of dig amongst those things to bring more stability into your life. Yeah, look, there you go, childhood. All right. So I'm feeling like here you may be doing a lot of inner child work. You may be looking at the things that happened to you as a child. You could be looking at what they call the ego energies, which is very often sort of highly connected to that inner child energy. What we do in effect is when we're children, we're like little sponges. We are very easily manipulated, sometimes intentionally and sometimes not intentionally. But what this feels to me really greatly here is there's something about your past that you're looking into, because I feel like you want to make changes. So you may be looking at, say, as I said, the traditions or the culture of your family, maybe how your family did things, because something here is starting to come to the surface for you to work on. It's very Cancerian energy. I do have the victory card coming through here. So I feel like something here, let's have a look. Yeah, you're letting go with the 4. Yeah, it's difficult. You've held on to a lot of views here in the past, but now you're looking for greater balance. All right, for some of you, this manifestation, we'll work backwards on this one. You're learning how to manifest, right? And sometimes people say to me with the manifestation or with your intuition, how do we get our intuition working better? How do we learn to manifest more? The thing is, when you're a child, there is a lot of parts of yourself, especially if you've had a particularly difficult childhood, that you learn to hide away. And those parts you hide away very often hide away your intuition. And the one story I always think of is a child walks into a room where they sense something has been going on. They sense the energy. There's conflict. They sense that parents aren't happy. They sense some sort of argument. So they say to their parents, is everything okay? Are you arguing? Are you fighting? And their parents say, no, darling, we're fine. We're having a great time here. Your father and I were just talking. Don't worry, everything's great. So what does the child do? The child goes, wow, what I'm feeling isn't what I'm seeing, because somebody's telling me what I'm feeling is wrong. So immediately there gets this energy of putting away that energy and deciding that somehow or another you're not quite working it the right way. Another way it sort of happens is, you know, you have this household where there's always, you know, drama, like your house is full of drama. You may have very difficult childhood, and you go to somebody else's house and everybody's on their good behavior there because you're visiting. And so you see a family that looks like everything's functional. They are all beautiful. Everybody seems to be happy. So then you start to think it must be me breaking my family there, because they don't work the same way at home. So there's another way your intuition is interrupted. So what starts to happen is everything happens in your life and you never trust your intuition because of those sort of examples. You start to really feel that somehow or another you're broken and therefore your intuition isn't available to you. So really and truly, do you have to try to develop your intuition? Well, most times it's about you clearing the path from the past and letting go of some of those ideas or thoughts or whatever about yourself that aren't true, and starting to embrace that inner child or that part of you that you've hidden away. And that very often is about dislodging the ego energy, what you've been told, what you didn't trust, what was not good for you. You know, some of those things you will start to clear away, and then your intuition starts to come through. It's almost like you blanket everything, you cover everything up so you don't have to feel it. So the Magician tells me that you're starting to do some of this work here. I feel like there's just a general dissatisfaction in life with yourself where you're not feeling balanced energetically. I see you sort of giving up this energy of fighting and just sort of accepting here and being able to let go of these things. There definitely is a victory. You're definitely moving something here or dislodging those parts of yourself that haven't served you. This is all about stability. It's all about inner healing here. But I feel like it leads to greater things with the Magician. It's about seeing the Magician and understanding that you have everything you need and you did all along, but you forgot or you hid it away from the world. Maybe you didn't feel comfortable with it. You know, you feel like some of those things your parents told you when you were a child that really weren't true but made them feel uncomfortable. You know, when you're really outgoing and you're straightforward. You know, I remember my daughter saying to the person next door, wow, you have really funny hair. And I remember thinking, oh my God, that's awful to say that to someone. And I was like, you know, don't say that. But actually it was true. It was totally true. But you see, there goes the child that goes, oh my goodness, I've just embarrassed my mum. I feel really ashamed that I've hurt my mum's feelings. So therefore we'll dump that down. And then I'll always be ashamed because I feel that if I say anything, I'm going to worry or upset my family. So you can see how it perpetuates in that regard. I'm not really sure how I could have handled it differently. I would have probably been better off to say to my child, thank you for that, and just left it right there rather than saying, oh, don't say that. It was true. We do that to children. Okay, so this is some sort of soul contract evolving here. So when we come to the earth, like I always say, we do what we call an Akashic record. And what we do in our Akashic record is we decide what sort of lessons we want in this lifetime. So in the Akashic records are all our past lifetimes and the things we've learned before. So we may decide before we incarnate on earth that we want to do something a very different way while we're here. It may be something like working towards humanity, saving animals. It may be something like, raising a child that's going to be somebody who's going to have a great influence in the whole world. But whatever we're doing, we are incarnating with this idea or this way of being or doing that we want to learn in this lifetime. And that's sort of the soul contracts that we write. And you can actually access your Akashic records and see what lessons you've asked to learn in this lifetime. They may be about, you may have had past lifetimes where you never had children. So in this lifetime, you might have chosen to have a large family. They may be that you've lived very poor in your previous lifetime. So your plan in this lifetime may be to, aggregate really large amounts of money. But whatever it is here for you, Page of Swords coming through, you're doing it very differently here with this 3. We actually have the 3 of Cups here as well. And there's disappointment here. You're keeping an eye on someone that you have a soul contract with here. Very interesting energy. Okay. This is very, very interesting energy because sometimes I do the mini read and I don't see it going in this direction. I feel like you're doing this healing for a particular reason here and doing this childhood healing. I feel like you're coming out of it with a victory. You're letting go of something here, something perhaps that you've fought for. There is balance coming in here, something to do with an offer, and you're manifesting somebody back in here. You're manifesting somebody back in, somebody that you've got a really strong soul contract with. You're trying to bring them back here. Now, you're keeping an eye on them in the 3D as well. So you're definitely watching this person. There's a really strong energy that there was disappointment from the past here. And I feel like you were dealing with someone that may have been dealing with somebody else with this 3 of Cups energy. But you're trying to manifest this person back in. But I want to say to you, you don't need to worry. You have a soul contract with this person. So it can't be complete. So you're manifesting them, but you don't need to manifest them. They're already destined for you on your path. So whoever this person is could be either married or in another relationship here. Something is holding them back from you here. And there's been a great deal of sadness and disappointment in this situation. But I do feel here the energy of both of you working, keeping an eye on each other here. You both understand that there's a soul contract here. Okay, let me dig a little bit deeper. All right, so I have the Wheel of Fortune. So you're waiting for sort of something to happen here. You're waiting for an offer. You know that this person is destined for you because you are the Empress. So that makes a whole lot of sense to me here. So we do have the Hierophant coming through. There's a commitment. For many of you, you may have been married in your life before to this person. You are traveling with this person here. There's a soul contract. So no matter what I say to you here, you are meant to come into union here. Or at the very least, come back together to work out whether you want to have a union. I see the Page of Cups here. And I feel like here, there's an energy that you're waiting for an offer. But with this 3 of Pentacles, you already know it's coming. What a different reading. All right, so we have the Sun with the Hanged Man, radio. And the Queen of Cups. If you doubted that somebody you had been with in the past that either refused your offer or something didn't come out because this person was in another situation, I'm here to tell you that this is not, it's not finished. It's not finished. You have a soul contract with this person. I feel like you're both watching each other here. I feel like you're keeping an eye on things because you're trying to manifest something here. I feel like there was great disappointment and sadness in the past, but I also see you working on this because I see you working here. You're working to manifest. So you're trying to manifest somebody in here that perhaps couldn't commit to you in the past. Whoever this person is, the Wheel of Fortune is here. So there's a very strong karmic energy here. So something had to be worked through before this person came back in. And I feel like what had to be worked through was this energy here of gratitude, of being grateful. You've worked out how to self-love. And I feel like you've got yourself into this sort of position here now where you are manifesting. But what I like with the Hanged Man is you're starting to understand the work you were doing was part of this whole contract. This person is coming in to make another offer here. But this time the offer is different because you're different people to what you were here. So you're completely different. You've done the work on yourself and you're starting to understand how you had to change certain things about the way you saw your world. But see, you're coming up as the Empress here. So I feel like you're finally in the energy with that Sun to manifest what you want here. You're ready. You're ready here. All right, let me just have another look. All right, so there's healing being done here. Now I understand why they showed me this. You've gone through some sort of healing, but you're not forgetting here that you have a destiny. You know that you have this contract with this person. No doubt about it at all. I feel like here you're bringing in stability. There is things from your childhood that need to be moved aside. There are things from your past that need to be dealt with. You have the card of victory here, so it's about being seen and standing up to accept what is yours. The Four of Pentacles says to me that you're very much working on releasing things that don't serve you, and they may be around things that you've always thought were part of who you were. So you're letting things go. There's a new aspect of yourself evolving because you're bringing in a new balance. There was some sort of situation in the past that may have threw you into this energy. Somebody may have rejected you or brought you into an abandonment energy, and that is what's thrown you into this healing. You have been healing your issues of abandonment and attachment. And now because you've moved all that aside, look at this, we have the Strength card here. So you've worked with your shadow here, and you're now manifesting the very thing that put you into this energy in the first place. Wow. What a beautiful energy. All right, so I just want to clarify a couple of these cards before we move forward. I'm pretty sure I've got all the energies here. You could be dealing with a very Pisces energy in this reading, very Leo energy, a lot of Cancer, Scorpio energy, Libra energy. I knew I was going to do that. I knew I was going to do that before I even started. There you go. So if you ever wondered whether this person was your twin flame, I'm here to confirm that for you. I knew I would pull that Emperor out. That was the only reason I went back to do that. So I feel like here this is being confirmed for you. You have a soul contract with this person. You are meant to be together. No matter what happens, you have to let that go now though, because you have to now trust that somehow or another this person is going to make their way back to you. They have incredibly deep love for you here, and they want to show you here how they feel. What an incredible reading. Very, very powerful, Aquarius. Let's just read you an oracle card. After pulling that Emperor out, and I should have said I feel like the Emperor's coming out here, just to show you, to confirm. You needed that confirmation. You needed the confirmation. Really interestingly enough, okay, I'm going to tell you something here. This Pleiades card has come out nearly every reading for the last few weeks. No matter how much I shuffle the cards, no matter what I do, I get that card through. I feel like for some of you, we're definitely dealing with people who understand now that they are a starseed. But more to that, the Pleiades card talks about coming into union with somebody who's going to further your mission. So it's about having a double mission. So the first mission is to come into union with your person. The second mission is to do what you need to do on this planet. If you are in this energy here, then you will be understanding what I'm talking about. But the card that came out with it is called Answer the Call. So I feel like this is really relevant here. Oh my God, and I've gone straight to the page. What an awesome reading. All right, what is your soul calling you to do? Your guidance is divinely guided. You are being called to answer the call of your soul. It might be scary, it might not make sense, but if you trust your soul's yearnings, you will live a life beyond what your mind could possibly imagine. Answering your soul's calling is not a one-time thing, rather than a lifelong dance. Deep down, you already know what you long for, what your soul yearns for. Whatever you're being called to do, that is your calling. Don't overthink it. Don't wait for permission. Just say yes. Most people are waiting for a step-by-step plan before they take the first step. But intuition doesn't work like that. It takes faith and courage to answer the call of your soul. And that's why most people don't do it. But you are not like most people. You're exactly in the right place to answer your calling now. You don't need to know the whole plan. You don't even need to know where it is leading. You just need to take the next step. You do not need permission from anyone. So this is about the more resistance we have around the soul calling, the more important it is to a soul's growth. I'm going to leave you with that. What a fabulous reading.